Alright, time है हमारा of mid to late 90s. गेमिंग की दुनिया में it was time for the big revolution. It was finally the moment जहाँ पर हार्डवेयर इतना कैपेबल हो चुका था कि we would finally have the taste of that sweet third dimension everybody has been so horny for. जहाँ पर previously some developers had tried their level best to replicate 3D feeling into the game with consoles like Sega Saturn, Nintendo 64 and Sony PlayStation, it was finally the time where they could make their vision a reality. However, अब क्योंकि with more dimension comes bigger responsibilities, it will take quite some time to figure out the right way of approach for this new world. And just when everybody was looking for the hope, arrived Sony's new mascot Crash Bandicoot, and most notably, Nintendo with their first ever attempt at 3D Mario, and that too as a launch title for the N64. And when it did came out on 23rd June of 1996, it took the world by storm. Super Mario 64, one of the most influential, revolutionary and beloved video games ever made. जब ये गेम रिलीज हुई थी तो ना सिर्फ it was revolutionary for 3D platformers, but 3D gaming in general. This was the first time जहाँ पर a third dimensional experience was this refined and well polished. लेकिन let's keep it all aside because इस गेम को रिलीज हुए 26 साल पूरे होने को आ गए हैं, and क्योंकि generally 5th generation की 3D games अपनी age show करती हैं, it's time to find out just how aged this game is. Or has it even aged at all? Let's begin, shall we?
It's me, Mario!
So right after the intro, you are treated with this awesome title screen. And अगर तुम मेरी तरह जिसे interactable title screens पसंद है, you are gonna love this. I mean you can do a lot of shit here. Pull Mario's nose, his ears, mustache and even turn him into a fucking monster. Honestly, there couldn't have been a better way to show off graphical fidelity of N64. Then you are treated with multiple save slots जिनमें से तुम अपना desired one select करते हो and immediately start the game. So apparently Peach ने मारियो को अपने कैसल में इनवाइट करा था, but मारियो से पहले वहाँ पर बाउजर पहुँच जाता है and कैसल में सभी को बंदी बना लेता है, जिसके बाद you have to defeat him and free everyone. It's a typical Mario story. You know the deal. Anyways, first cutscene के बाद we see Mario entering the scene. We are finally handed the controls and there couldn't have been a better place to do so. The outside castle area एक perfect playground है for player to test every move of his arsenal and figure out the controls. Whether it be simple stuff like jumping, swimming, tree and ledge grabbing, camera controls, या फिर अगर player थोड़ा ज़्यादा सोचे तो even Mario का diverse move set. And while talking about it, oh my god, it's so good. It starts with the basic jumping, but the moment you start experimenting with the button combinations, तुम्हें realize होता है कि just how deep it is. अगर तुम consecutively 3 बार jump button को दबाते हो तो Mario will do a triple jump, provided कि जो तुमने पिछली jumps लगाई थी वो flawless थी. अगर तुम while running Z button दबा के jump लगाते हो तो Mario will do a long jump. Similarly, अगर तुम while running अपनी analog को direction of movement के opposite direction में push करते हो तो he will do a backflip. However, अगर तुम्हें backflip करने के लिए momentum build करना पसंद नहीं है, you can stand in one place, hold the Z button and press the jump. वहीं अगर तुम Z button को after performing a jump hold करते हो तो he will do a ground pound. He can also do a dash अगर तुम jump के बाद B button दबाते हो. And lastly, he can do wall jumps by jumping against a wall and jumping again in the opposite direction. As you can see, it's pretty fucking deep. All while controls being the simplest. What I absolutely love about this game कि अगर तुम्हें ट्रेडिशनल वे खेलना है तो तुम surely वो चीज कर सकते हो. बट अगर तुम्हारे पास मारियो की मूवसेट का फुल कंट्रोल है तो तुम अपने खुद के टैक्टिक्स एंड रास्ते बना सकते हो ऑफ गेटिंग टू अ स्टार. रादर देन फोकसिंग ऑन जस्ट कंप्लीटिंग द स्टेजेस, SM64 प्रायोरिटाइजेस द प्लेयर फ्रीडम, which by the way is core of this game. एंड इसी चीज के अराउंड गेम का ऑलमोस्ट हर एक एस्पेक्ट डिजाइन करा गया है. स्टार्स इस गेम की मेन करेंसी है एंड उसी के थ्रू तुम नए डोर्स, नए स्टेजेस एंड नए एरियाज अनलॉक करते हो. हाउएवर, हर एक स्टेज में कुल मिला के एटलीस्ट 7 स्टार्स हैं एंड 120 ऑफ देम इन द एंटायर गेम कंबाइंड. लेकिन you only ever need 70 of them to actually complete the game, which means अगर तुम्हें कुछ लेवल्स पसंद नहीं आते तो तुम उन्हें completely skip कर सकते हो. इस डिजाइन फिलॉसफी को गेम का लेवल डिजाइन ब्यूटीफुली कॉम्प्लीमेंट करता है. These levels are huge, fun to explore and genuinely well designed around Mario's advanced maneuvering techniques. Almost every inch of them has something to offer, whether it be cleverly placed stars, some secret shortcuts, hidden passages or even some gimmicks. And of course, while discussing the freedom, how can I not mention the amazing hub world? इस वर्ल्ड में there is a sense of mystery, wonder, exploration that truly encourages you to immerse yourself in and look out for every inch of it. Like the very first area in the Peach's castle. Now at start यहाँ पे कुछ खास नहीं है, just your normal stages and stuff. But after some time अगर तुम यहाँ पर वापस आओगे तो you can see this light coming from the ceiling. So out of curiosity you look up and bam! One of the secret stages जो इस गेम की one of the major caps unlock करती हैं, the wing cap. Similarly, ऐसी कई सारी चीजें इस हब वर्ल्ड में भरी पड़ी हैं. That's why this hub world always feels fresh and new. Because जैसे जैसे तुम प्रोग्रेस करोगे ना सिर्फ नए एरियाज अनलॉक होंगे बट ऑल्सो तुम्हारे एक्सप्लोर्ड एरियाज में भी चेंजेस आते रहेंगे। ऑल्सो ताकि तुम अपने लेवल बाय लेवल प्रोग्रेशन का अच्छे से ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड रख सको, तुम्हारे पास पॉज मेन्यू में सारी डिटेल्स अवेलेबल हैं एंड तुम्हें हर एक लेवल में एंटर होने से पहले ये स्किपेबल स्क्रीन दिखाई जाती है जहां पर तुम्हारे ये टू कलेक्ट स्टार्स के बारे में हिंट दिए जाते हैं। एंड इवन इफ यू आर समवन हु इज हाईली रिटार्डेड, हर एक स्टेज में ऑब्वियस स्टार्स भी प्रेजेंट है, like the one you get on collecting 8 red rings या फिर for collecting the 100 coins. Another thing that I really loved about this game is its perfectly balanced difficulty curve. Game पहले start होगी with very fun and easy levels, but the more you progress, the harder it gets and in such a way that it's challenging but not frustrating. ये game sure तुम्हें punish करेगी for making mistakes, but at the same time leaves a room for the player to recover up. जहाँ पर previous 2D games में you would straight away be killed for taking a hit from the enemy, at least in your basic form, इस game में there is a health bar and you can recover it by collecting the coins. Not saying कि 2D games were unfair or anything, but rather one of those examples जहाँ पर not everything in 2D translates well to 3D, especially keeping in mind game का much more open-ended nature. लेकिन do not let all of this buttering fool you because this game also has a lot of issues. सबसे पहले let's talk about a big elephant of a flaw in the room, and that is how you are thrown out of a stage for every single fucking star you collect. मैंने इस गेम को 3 बार खत्म करा है and there is nothing that annoyed me more than this. I mean, ये इतना बड़ा पेस ब्रेकर है कि it single-handedly ruins some of the good levels in the game. Tall Mountain being the worst offender of this. अब क्योंकि ये level highly vertical है with no gimmick whatsoever, it leads to many annoying flow breakers. जहाँ पर तुम mountain की peak पर present star को collect करने जाओगे, but will be interrupted by another star you found. You collected and are forced to do the same thing all over again. अब मुझे पता है कि कई typical fanboys कहेंगे कि it was done due to hardware limitations, but तुम्हें ये चीज understand करनी पड़ेगी. Hardware limitations does not equal to making the player do same shit over and over again. And while talking about it, it's time to mention the second worst offender of it. You see, तुम गेम में कुछ इस तरह से प्रोग्रेस करोगे. Hop into a stage, collect some stars, to further unlock more stages and even more stars, then finally unlock the big star door, beat the main boss, get the key, and at last unlock a new area. Nothing wrong with it. However, this game has a bad habit of reusing the same main boss multiple times throughout the entirety of the campaign. I mean, seriously. And ये same issue से sound design भी suffer करता है. Sure, the music is fantastic and nothing short of iconic, but it also has a bad habit of repeating itself way too many times. Also, what the fuck is wrong with this camera? It gets so annoying. जहाँ पर this camera would refuse to turn around out of fucking nowhere and actively prevents you from getting a better view. And last but not the least, while controls are great, they are clearly not designed with narrow platforms in mind, because Mario turns like ass, often resulting in you falling from the edge. And there you have it, Super Mario 64 review that Imad was so hyped for. while मैं वीडियो की लास्ट में गेम पर थोड़ा ज्यादा हार्श हो गया था, but do not let that part overwhelm you, because positives are still far more than negatives. As for the final verdict, it's an 8.5 and a mini masterpiece. However, here's the catch. This is for the original N64 version. अगर तुम में से कोई ये गेम पहली बार खेलना चाह रहा है, I would highly recommend to give this fan-made project called Super Mario 64 Plus a shot. It fixes almost every issue I mentioned above, which means better camera controls, better movement controls for narrow platforms, and yes, the ability to remain in a level even after collecting a star. But अगर तुम्हें ओरिजिनल एक्सपीरियंस चाहिए तो चिंता मत करो क्योंकि सारे ऑप्शंस बाय डिफॉल्ट डिसेबल्ड होंगे. बाकी अगर तुम मेरी तरह जिसने ऑलरेडी ये गेम खेल रखी है एंड दैट टू मल्टीपल टाइम्स, तो तुम कुछ नए मूव्स को अनेबल करके गेम खेल सकते हो. बाकी दैट्स इट फॉर टुडेस वीडियो. अगर पसंद आया लाइक करो, चैनल पे नए हो सब्सक्राइब करो, डू कमेंट एंड शेयर द वीडियो जिससे मुझे और वाइडर ऑडियंस को रीच करने में हेल्प मिलेगी. टिल देन, आई विल सी यू गाइस इन द नेक्स्ट वीडियो. गुड बाय.